How much time would it take me to learn French? That is the question I get the most out of all questions about grammar, cultural references, or language learning techniques. 3 times out of 5, when someone asks me a question about French, it's how much time would it take me? And I can't really give you a straight answer to that, even though I'm going to give you an approximation later in the video. So keep watching. But it's true, I can't give you any real prediction. However, there is a strong correlation between how interested and how obsessed you are with a language and how fast you learn that language. It's true, some people learn French for years and years in college or in high school and they still say bonjour, and other people on the other side of the spectrum really get immersed in the French language even though they're not in France, and they eat French, they think French, they speak French, and they get a really nice level in just a few months. Obsession is what will make you not need motivation. Motivation is cool, it can get you to do incredible stuff, and if you can take advantage of it, do it, but don't rely on it. It's not always there. One day you're super hyped up and you're working really hard towards your goals, and the next day you just feel like watching Netflix in bed all day and you completely forget about language learning. Whereas if you're obsessed with the language, on your worst days you would still be watching Netflix in bed, yeah, but you would be watching your show in your target language without subtitles, and you would still be focused and you would still pick up some vocabulary and some expressions. Okay, back to the topic. How much time would it take me to learn French? Well, I'll keep that for the end of the video. Keep watching. Why do people want to know so bad? Like, it doesn't really make sense from the outside. Unless if you've tried to learn a language yourself, then you know how scary it can be to learn a new language. It's taking the risk of appearing stupid and of talking like a toddler again. It feels weird. It's not something we're used to in our everyday lives. There is also the fear of failure and the fear of being judged by others. So knowing how much time it would typically take you really gives you some landmark to compare yourself with what's normal and if you're doing a good job. But the truth is that it's not a race. It's not like you would get a medal if you could learn faster than everyone else. It's better, in my recounting, to really take your time, master one concept after the other. If you zoom through everything and like keep learning without really internalizing the concepts, you really miss out on the fun there is to have. It would be dumb for you to stop learning French because you didn't reach your goals in the time you gave yourself, because you didn't progress enough, because progress is not linear, so you can't really tell where you are. You really have to trust the process, like they say. And when you don't take time to internalize the knowledge you're getting, and you just like keep accumulating stuff without really knowing what it really means, it doesn't work well. You end up lacking in some certain areas. Okay, so for example, this, what I'm sitting on, is a chaise. Chaise is the French for chair. At first, when I tell you that, if you don't know French already, of course, you will think of chaise as the translation of chair in French. That's normal. You kind of think like a robot would think. But then with experience, with real life situations you will be in, you will start to think of what you're actually sitting on when you hear the word chaise. It's called internalizing, a concept. It's the basic principle behind fluency. Because when you're talking a language, you can't like translate, you can't like think in your native language and translate before talking. No, it's not efficient at all. You need to be way faster than that. So you have to think in the language you're talking in. And this process is very time consuming, and it takes a lot of energy. So if you're trying to do this with a lot of words at once, well, it doesn't really work well, and you will be pretty discouraged and very drained. It won't be as fun. Okay, I know you've been waiting for the answer. I'm gonna give it to you, don't worry. Thank you for waiting. But it's very important you internalize that learning language is nothing academic. It's nothing that you can precisely measure. It's something that you've lived before as a baby, as a kid, It's something that you make the choice to live again. It's a human experience and nothing else. Okay, so how much time would it take you to learn French from scratch? Assuming that you don't know any word in French and that you fall in love with the language, get obsessed, like I said, study on the daily. I think that it would take you around 4 months to express yourself in some basic vocabulary or intermediate, kind of know what you want to say and say it, but it wouldn't make you bilingual. But if you were to go to France, you'll be completely alright. If you were to watch a movie in French without subtitles, that would be completely fine, and a few minutes conversation would definitely be at reach. However, if you want to really get native-like in French, like a C2 level, it would take you closer to a year and a half, 2 years. That's what I've seen. And it's already pretty fast. It's assuming that you really fall in love with the language, get obsessed, and that it's always running in the back of your head. That's a really powerful language learning trick. But even after those 2 years, you would still be learning stuff. The learning never stops, and that's actually fun. It's like you always have something new to learn. Even I've been speaking English for 9 years and I still have a little bit of an accent when I talk English, and I still learn vocabulary on the weekly at least. I still learn some new expressions, some new accents. Oof. Anyway, that wraps it up for today. I hope that you had fun watching this video, that you enjoyed it. I had fun scripting it and presenting it to you. Thanks for watching till the end. À bientôt!